The sun had long since abandoned me, leaving only the inky blackness of the rural night. My old car rattled and coughed, the only sound on the deserted road. Every mile marker was a countdown to my fate, to the place I swore I'd never return to. But here I was, summoned by a cryptic letter and a whisper of my sister's name. The trees seemed to close in around me, their branches grasping tendrils. My skin crawled with every snap of a twig, every hoot of an owl. I'd tried to convince myself it was just nerves, but deep down, I knew better. This place, it was different. It had a pulse, a malevolent heartbeat that throbbed in time with my own racing one. And then, the fog hit. It wasn't natural, not like any fog I'd ever seen. This was thick, heavy, like a living entity that clung to my car and obscured everything beyond a few feet. My heart hammered against my ribs as I inched along, the GPS voice my only guide. The first decoration gave me a start, a grinning jack-o'-lantern on a rickety porch. But as I drove deeper into town, I realized it wasn't just one. They were everywhere, their faces twisted into cruel smiles, their eyes glowing with a diabolical light. The farther I went, the more they seemed to watch me, their grins growing wider, like they knew a secret I didn't. My mouth was dry, my palms slick with sweat as I turned down the final street. The house loomed at the end, its windows like empty eye sockets staring back. I could feel it, a thrumming in the air, a countdown to something. The fog swirled around me like a chilling embrace. Suddenly, my rearview mirror flared with orange. My heart lurched into my throat. I whipped my head around, but there was nothing but darkness. It happened again, a flicker of pumpkin light, and this time I hit the gas. The car surged forward, but the feeling of being hunted only grew. They were playing with me, drawing out the terror. And then it was there, a pumpkin, tiny and malevolent, sitting in the middle of the road. I slammed on the brakes, my tires squealing in protest. The thing just sat there, its face twisted into a grotesque grin, its eyes blazing with an evil light. I was frozen, my breath locked in my lungs as a chill swept over me. Suddenly, I heard a scratching, scuttling sound. I tore my gaze away from the pumpkin in the road to see more of the vile things crawling over my car. They were smaller than the one in the road, but just as twisted and evil-looking. Gnarled, orange bodies clung to the hood and sides of my vehicle, their glowing eyes fixed on me. I could feel a malevolent presence closing in around me, suffocating me. The pumpkins seemed to be watching me, waiting for something to happen. My heart pounded in my chest as I realized I was surrounded. In that moment, I knew this wasn't just a prank, a twisted game. This was something ancient, something evil, and I was right where it wanted me. The pumpkin began to move, its grin growing impossibly wide. I tried to scream, but my voice was lost to the night. As the darkness closed in, I realized I wasn't the hunter, I was the prey, and Halloween was just the beginning. My phone shrieked to life, making me jump. My sister's name flashed on the screen. I hesitated for a moment before answering. "Hey," I managed, trying to keep my voice steady. "Hey, how are you doing?" she asked, oblivious to the terror threatening to consume me. "I got your letter," I replied, my eyes fixed on the road behind me. "I was just coming to check on you." There was a pause on the other end. "What are you talking about? I didn't send you a letter." An icy dread swept over me. It wasn't my sister. Whoever had summoned me, they were still out there, watching, waiting. I floored it, the car surging backward. I didn't dare look away from the road, didn't dare take my eyes off the little demons I knew were still out there. They wanted a game? Fine, I'd play, but I wouldn't be the one running. I'd find my sister, and we'd face whatever evil was behind this together. Because one thing was certain, I wasn't going down without a fight.